Welcome to the DIY Honda Garage channel. The DTC P0880 stands for Transmission Control Module, TCM Power Input Signal. This error code indicates that there is an issue specifically with the electrical signal powering the TCM, an integral component responsible for controlling the transmission in the Honda Pilot. The TCM receives input signals necessary for executing proper gear shifts, ensuring the smooth operation of the vehicle's transmission system. The fault identified by this DTC typically arises from electrical circuit problems rather than mechanical errors within the transmission. For Honda Pilot models from 2016 to 2022, encountering this DTC requires focused electrical troubleshooting because transmission functions are critically reliant on the TCM's performance. The location of the TCM is usually found near the transmission or inside the engine compartment, connected to various wiring harnesses that facilitate communication among vehicle systems. The P0880 error code indicates that there is a problem with the power input signal to the transmission control module, TCM. This situation might lead to issues in transmission performance, as the TCM relies on stable electrical signals to function effectively. The TCM is located in the vehicle's engine compartment and connects with various components and wiring harnesses that enable it to execute its role in transmission control. A confirmed DTC signals that the vehicle's engine control module, ECM, recognizes an irregular state and needs attention. Importantly, before you initiate any troubleshooting steps, it's essential to review the general troubleshooting information specific to this diagnostic code to prepare for the investigation. Understanding the role of the TCM and the significance of the input signals to the vehicle's transmission is critical at this stage. There are several potential causes for the DTC P0880 that warrant investigation. First, an electrical circuit failure might impede the signal flow to the TCM, obstructing its ability to perform its operations effectively. Secondly, loose or corroded connections within the wiring harnesses can interrupt or degrade signal quality, potentially triggering the DTC. Furthermore, faulty TCM itself could cause this diagnostic trouble code if it's unable to process the power input signals correctly. Since this code does not stem from mechanical failures in the transmission, it is crucial to focus on the electrical integrity of the system. Every cause can lead to an incomplete energization of the TCM, making it a priority to methodically inspect the related circuits and connectors for any signs of wear or damage. When experiencing DTC P0880, several symptoms may manifest within the vehicle's performance. A notable symptom is the occurrence of transmission malfunctions, which can inhibit the driver's ability to operate the vehicle smoothly. Additionally, the illumination of the check engine light, CEL, is a strong indicator that there is an underlying issue requiring attention. Drivers may also notice erratic shifting behavior, where gears might shift unexpectedly or not shift at all due to inconsistencies in the TCM's communication with the transmission. These symptoms highlight the need for immediate diagnostic evaluation to prevent further complications in the vehicle's transmission system and ensure safe and effective operation. Vigilance in observing these signs can lead to early detection of the issue, allowing for timely intervention. The first step in troubleshooting DTC P0880 involves the use of the Honda Diagnostic System, HDS tool, which must be connected to the Data Link Connector, DLC. This initial check aims to confirm whether the HDS can establish communication with the Powertrain Control Module, PCM. If successful, indicated by a yes response, you'll proceed to the next step in the diagnostic sequence. Conversely, if communication is not established, indicated by a no response, attention should shift to troubleshooting the DLC circuit to ascertain the cause of this communication disruption. Establishing clear communication between the HDS and PCM is critical, as it forms the foundation for further diagnostic efforts. A failure at this stage typically points toward wiring, connection issues, or even PCM problems that must be addressed before moving on. The second troubleshooting step involves turning the vehicle to the on mode without starting the engine. After this, the technician will clear the DTC using the HDS, allowing a fresh start for the diagnostics. Once the DTC is cleared, the vehicle should then be turned off to the lock mode. Following this, the technician will turn the vehicle back to the on mode to check for any reoccurring pending or confirmed DTCs via the HDS. If DTC P0880 reappears, this indicates that the failure has been successfully duplicated, prompting a transition to the next step in the troubleshooting process. However, if no DTC is indicated, this may suggest an intermittent failure situation, thus emphasizing the importance of inspecting the TCM connections and terminals for any loose or corroded wiring that may not have been evident during the initial diagnostics. In this step, the vehicle must first be turned to the off/lock mode. The technician will then check specific fuses known to impact the TCM's operation, specifically fuse number B15, 15A, located in the auxiliary underhood fuse relay box, and fuse number C7, 15A, located in the underdash fuse relay box. By inspecting these fuses, the technician can ascertain whether they are functioning properly. If a fuse is found to be blown, it must be replaced, followed by a retest to determine if the issue persists. If a replacement fuse blows again, then a short to ground in the respective fuse circuit must be repaired. This step is crucial because fuses protect electrical circuits and their failure can disrupt power delivery to the TCM, leading to diagnostic trouble codes such as P0880. This verification of fuses is an integral part of ensuring that the power supply to the TCM is stable and reliable. Moving on to the fourth step, the technician must disconnect specific connectors from the TCM subharness, namely the 26P connector and the 58P connector. This disconnection allows for an accurate continuity check to determine if there are shorts to ground. The continuity should be tested between identified terminals within the disconnected connectors, specifically terminal number 3 and number 6 of the TCM 58P connector and body ground. If continuity is found, this indicates a short to ground in the VBS-OL, variable B solenoid, or VBS-OL2 wiring that necessitates prompt repair. These circuits are vital for the TCM's ability to control the transmission, and any grounding flaws must be corrected to ensure appropriate transmission function. This stage further emphasizes the importance of accurate electronic diagnostics, which can often reveal hidden faults within vehicle wiring systems. For the fifth troubleshooting step, it's necessary to measure the voltage between two designated test points while the vehicle is in off/lock mode. Specifically, the voltage must be measured between test point 1, which is terminal number 5 of the TCM 58P connector, and test point 2, which is body ground. This measurement will provide insights regarding the integrity of the +B TCU, transmission control unit wiring. If battery voltage is measured at this point, it indicates that the +B TCU wire is functioning properly, and you can move on to the next step. However, if there is no voltage, this signifies an open circuit condition that requires repairing the wiring from the TCM to the number B15 fuse in the auxiliary underhood fuse relay box. This careful examination of voltage supplies is crucial, as open circuits can severely hinder the TCM's operation, creating transmission failures and illumination of fault codes. In this troubleshooting step, the technician must disconnect the connector at the under-dash fuse relay box identified as connector F18P. The next action requires checking continuity between test point 1, which is terminal number 11 of this connector, and test point 2, which is terminal number 58 of the TCM 58P connector. Conducting this continuity check while the vehicle is in lock mode will help verify the integrity of the IG1 ignition. Wiring circuit that communicates with the TCM. If continuity is detected, it signifies that the IG1 ACG run for accessory power and IG1 VBSOL wiring is functioning correctly, allowing you to advance to the next troubleshooting step. Conversely, if no continuity is indicated, it suggests a fault in the circuit that needs to be repaired between the TCM and the number C7 fuse in the under-dash fuse box. This thorough approach to diagnosing IG1 line issues is essential for validating that the TCM is receiving appropriate power signals. Continuing with the diagnostics, the seventh troubleshooting step involves checking continuity between various test points to verify the integrity of the VBSOL and VBSOL-II lines. For this test, the technician will need to ensure the TCM subharness 26P connector and the TCM 58P connector are disconnected while the vehicle is lock. Continuity must be assessed between test point 1, which is terminal number 1 of the TCM subharness, and test point 2, which is terminal number 3 of the TCM 58P connector, as well as between test point 1 at terminal number 4 and test point 2 at terminal number 6, respectively. If continuity is confirmed for both checks, the VBSOL and VBSOL-II lines are deemed intact. If no continuity is found, this indicates that there is an open circuit in either line, which would require repair to restore proper communication and function between the sensor unit and the TCM. The final step in troubleshooting DTC P0880 involves checking continuity between the specific terminals of the TCM 58P connector and body ground under the vehicle's lock mode. This step requires assessing terminal number 1 and terminal number 2 of the TCM 58P connector individually against body ground to verify the integrity of the ground connections, GND1/TCU GND1 and GND2/TCU GND2. Finding continuity indicates that these ground connections are functioning correctly, leading to the conclusion that there are no issues with grounding the TCM. And if all previous steps checked out, the TCM may need replacement. However, if there is no continuity, it signifies that an open circuit exists in the GND lines, which must either be repaired or ensure that ground connection G101 is secure and without corrosion or loose connections. Proper grounding is critical for TCM's operation since it ensures that electrical components function correctly without interference from unstable signals. Once all the troubleshooting steps for DTC P0880 have been completed, a final repair verification is essential to confirm that the issue has been resolved. Start by ensuring that all connections and wiring have been meticulously rechecked and secured, especially those pertaining to the TCM as well as the relevant fuses. Following this, the technician should clear any DTCs from the vehicle's memory with the HDS, allowing the system to reset accordingly. After clearing the DTCs, it is advisable to conduct a test drive to ensure that the vehicle operates as expected and to confirm that DTC P0880 does not reappear during operation. Monitoring the transmission behavior during this process is critical, as erratic shifting or transmission problems could indicate that further intervention is necessary. This final verification not only reinforces the concept of a comprehensive diagnostic approach, but also emphasizes the importance of ensuring that the vehicle is ready for safe operation post-repair. Preventive maintenance plays a crucial role in avoiding issues like DTC P0880 in the future. Regularly inspecting the wiring and connections associated with the TCM can help identify potential problems before they escalate into more serious faults. Keeping connectors clean and free from corrosion is essential, as contamination can lead to poor electrical connections and signal disruptions. Monitoring the integrity of fuses related to the TCM ensures that the circuit remains protected from overcurrent situations, preventing premature failure. Additionally, periodic scans of the vehicle's diagnostics with the HDS can help identify error codes or early warning signs of electrical issues. These proactive steps contribute to the longevity of the vehicle's transmission system and enhance overall reliability. In summary, addressing DTC P0880 requires a systematic approach focused on identifying and rectifying electrical issues related to the transmission control module. Understanding the integral role of both the TCM and the input signal dynamics is essential for effective troubleshooting. The emphasis should be placed on checking wiring connections, inspecting critical fuses, and ensuring grounding integrity throughout the system. Furthermore, maintaining the vehicle through regular inspections and diagnostics can forestall future occurrences of similar trouble codes. This proactive maintenance mindset not only reinforces the vehicle's transmission reliability, but also enhances the sensory experience of vehicle ownership. It highlights the importance of adapting a thorough and well-documented approach to vehicle diagnostics and repairs, especially for models like the Honda Pilot. Please like and subscribe to the channel. See you next time.